Mystique was now showing visible signs of being pregnant, and I knew one day soon Jean Grey would show up and claim me as her own also, especially after I literally had sex with the embodiment of the Phoenix Force powers, and I knew in order for the child of the Phoenix Force to be born I needed to have sex with Jean Grey, and I knew that soon Jean Grey would tragically leave Scott Summers alone, and I saw his future wife and I said, you will be alright Scott Summers, and then I said to Mystique, darling, we will be expecting Jean Grey very soon, and Mystique said, she's coming to mate with you, isn't she? And I said, my, you're a perceptive one, aren't you, and also highly intelligent, aren't you, my dear? And she said, yes, and you love it, don't you, Spider-Man? And I said, yes ma'am. I rubbed her beautiful blue butt, and I also rubbed her pregnant belly, and I kissed her belly passionately, and then I gave her oral pleasure, and I had sex with her again, and I stayed with her until she went into labor, and then Raven had our beautiful children, and because of my powers I made sure they all had her genes of shapeshifting into any person like Mystique, and then I said, do not worry my love, everything will be alright, our children will grow up very fast because they are mutants, but they are also pretty much gods with powers of the spider deity in them. They will all have my Beyonder abilities, and they also have a connection to the infinite powers, giving them all vast intelligence, my love, they will be alright, and so will you. And then I healed Raven, Mystique. I healed her with my powers instantly after I delivered our babies, and I even performed circumcisions and everything without harming the male children, and I also didn't have to touch their genitals because that just isn't right, so I used my powers to perform circumcisions on our male babies, and I healed Raven, and she said let me hold them, and then I said sure my love, and then I kissed Raven on the forehead, and I said I must go back to high school but you will be alright, and then I created a magical clone of myself, and then Raven looked very surprised, and I said I will always be with you my love, and then I teleported back home to mom and dad, and they both said you're in big trouble young man for knocking up Michelle Jones Watson, and that she Hulk woman came by looking for you also, and I said oh my god I am so sorry about all that guys, were they angry? And then my mom spoke and said they were both angry young man, wondering where the hell you've been. Oh, and Tony Stark called and your school called today saying that you missed many days of school, and even though you did all your homework you still need to come to school and attend the classes, and I said what if I did all my homework, then why do I have to go to public school? And then my parents said you will have to be registered as homeschooled to be able to do that, and I said damn it, and my mother said watch your mouth young man, and dad said I will not have that language in my house boy, and I said sorry dad, and they both said just go to school Peter please, and I said I will guys I promise, and dad said my son is not becoming a high school dropout and you're going to college boy, and you're going to Harvard University or MIT, and I said I won't miss any more school days I promise if I can help it. And mom asked me where have you been going every day besides visiting your women, and I said I have been studying for everything in college, and she said oh really where, and I said I can't talk about it, and then mom said to me young man you got some explaining to do later, and I said I am sorry mom but I can't tell you everything, it's to keep you both safe. And then I thought about protecting my parents by giving them both superpowers like the perfect sentry, or I thought giving them my powers would also be a good idea, and I said I will give them all Spider-Man powers, and then I said oh crap I have to go talk to Jennifer Walters and Michelle Jones Watson after I catch up on all my homework recently, and then I went and grabbed my homework from my parents, and I said thanks for help mom and dad, and I said I am sorry for everything that happened recently but everything will be okay I hope, and they said we are sorry Peter, you're a good kid, you just need to be more careful son, and thanks for giving us both grandchildren, and I said there's more grandchildren on the way, and I blushed when I said that, and mom said what young man, and mom threw a book at me and said go to your room and do your homework, and I said yes ma'am, and then I went and did all my homework really fast, and I knew everything was correct, and then I thought about Jennifer Walters, so I went to her home and I said hello gorgeous, and she was still carrying our children in her womb, and she was now in her Hulk form, and she asked me where I've been, and I said I have a confession to tell now, please don't get angry, but before I met you there was other women, and also recently I had sex with a bunch of mutant women.